Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing really well and happy summer break if you are currently on summer vacation. I have had a lovely couple of weeks off. I broke up from school on Friday the 23rd of July and today is Friday the 5th of August. And so it's been really nice to kind of have a couple of weeks just to rest and relax and recover, and I've really enjoyed switching my brain off from schoolwork. But that being said, today I've sat down at my desk and I'm going to be sharing with you all of the things I need to get my head round in terms of all of the stuff that I didn't really get around to finishing at the end of term, and just how I prepare and get ready for September. So today I'm not necessarily going to be doing any schoolwork as such, it's just more about brain dumping and brainstorming everything I need to do. And I'm actually going to be trying out Notion as a organisation system. Those of you who have watched my previous videos will know that I use a bullet journal. I've actually got it right here. Who remembers this? So I've been using a bit of a hybrid system in which I use a bullet journal to kind of just write my lists and keep things organised. But then also I've got lots of electronic documents that I use, such as my timetable and meeting notes. But I am a little bit more determined this year to just kind of get a little bit more organised, particularly because I always have so many things on the go and it's really difficult to kind of edit stuff as they happen without having to rewrite everything from scratch. And I'm finding that I'm having to spend quite a lot of time just reorganising myself using this bullet journal. So I will share Notion with you, my template, and kind of how I'm thinking about organising those things, and also share with you the things that I'm going to be doing next week just to get ready for September and to finish off those pieces of work that I didn't really get around to doing at the end of the summer term. Now, a little disclaimer is if you are a teacher or anyone really that works and is currently on their vacation, on your holiday, there should be no expectation for you to do any work. I know that many of my teacher friends completely switch off for the summer break, and I think that is absolutely fine. For me, I'm just in a position where I got a promotion at the end of the academic year and there's been a lot of new things that I needed to do, and so part of me doing a bit of this organisation and work is just to help me get ready for September and to set myself up for success. And it just is something that is really important for me. So that's why I'm going to do this bit of work, but you do you do what is best for you, whether that is to work or to rest or a combination of both. So I wanted to make sure that you didn't feel any pressure that you needed to do any work just from watching this video. Okay, so let me take you over to Notion and share with you what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so we are in Notion and I've created what I'm calling a dashboard page called School. And I've made 3 main pages, so my master list, a teaching page and meetings. And I'll show you all of that in a moment. I'm just going to talk you through the rest of this dashboard page. I've created 3 call-out boxes. So this is just for me to kind of have these 3 things easily accessible and in eyesight. So the first one is important documents. This is going to be hyperlinked once I have these things. And they're just documents that I tend to access on a daily basis, just to double check any dates or any important information. And then down here I've written 3 bullet points of big projects that I'm working on. These will likely take up the whole academic year, but I think it's important to remind myself, particularly when I'm writing my to-do lists, just to see whether those tasks that I'm doing are falling in line with these projects. And then I've given myself the space here on the side for just signposting really important dates so I don't forget. And then down here, I've already posted essentially all of the half terms, but the format is exactly the same, and if I end up changing it, I'll then just copy paste it. So let me just kind of show you that format. So the first thing is I've broken down week 1 to 6 in that half term, and I'm going to be writing the dates of those weeks in front of it so I can remind myself of what the day of the week is. And then I have a section for me to write down the goal. I think this is going to be really helpful because I don't don't necessarily think about writing goals. I always write tasks, and I quite like this idea of trying to align the tasks that I do with a goal to be more aspirational. So I will let you know how that goes. I'm really looking forward to kind of thinking ahead of time about what those goals will be. And then this half-termly tasks section is just where I'm going to be writing down any tasks that I need to do that half term, and then any deadlines, and also I've left a little space for miscellaneous tasks, something that might not necessarily fit in those two other boxes. And then the idea is that, when I'm planning my week, which I always try to do 15 minutes or so, I can just use this template. This is something I used to do in my bullet journal, but then I would run out of space and things might get shifted to different days, and that just got messy. And I really like the flexibility of doing this digitally. So I'm going to write down all of my weekly tasks there, which I might pull from those half-termly tasks or add to it as the week is happening, and then kind of distribute them into the different days of the week. And though I don't normally write to-do lists for the weekend, sometimes it is helpful for me to just kind of think about a pocket of time at the weekend where I might want to do something out of choice if I wanted to finish work a little bit earlier on one of the weekdays. And then I've put a priorities box here because I think that's going to be really helpful to really think about, out of all of the tasks that I've got, what is the absolute priority? And I might write 1, 2, or 3, but I don't really want to write more than 3 priorities of, the must-dos in that week, the really important stuff. And then that format just keeps repeating itself for the following weeks, and then this whole format for the half term repeats itself in the next half terms. I am wondering whether I'm going to add another section of just a reflection. I've done that for my life personal page, so this is the school one, and I really enjoy having a little bit of time just to kind of write freely any reflections that I have about how things have gone and what worked well and what needs to be changed, if anything. So I'll let you know how all of that goes. And now I'm just going to share with you the format that I've put together for these 3 bigger pages. So the meetings one is currently empty because I haven't had any meetings, but the idea here is that I would have a page with the initials of each of the people or different people that I might be meeting, and in those pages I would write down the date, the agenda for that meeting, any meeting notes, and then initials. I might also end up putting a little bit of a calendar in here, I'm not really sure yet. I currently use Google Docs on my Google Drive for my meeting notes, but I think it would be really nice to kind of have it all centralized here, but also to allow myself to spend a little bit of time writing up some of the notes and actions and distributing them into my weekly tasks. And then I've got my teaching page. I had this in my bullet journal, and it would just be a time zapper. I would constantly be rewriting this every week, and I just felt like it was a bit of a waste of time. So essentially what I do is I just have my week A and my week B timetable posted here, and then I've just written it as boxes of what I'm teaching every single day. And this isn't for me to tick off that I taught the lesson, this is more for me to tick that I've prepped and planned that lesson, or that I've done any associated admin with it. So for example, I might sit down on a Thursday of the week before and prep all of your 8 lessons. I really like to do prep and planning in bulk as a big chunk, and so I might prep 8P2 there, 8P2 there, and then 8P2 there. So I've prepped all 3 lessons in one go. And I might also say that I want to sit down and post on Google Classroom all of the homework for year 13. And so then I would tick that off, and I would tick that off, and year 13 is all done. And then when the week is over and all of it is done, I can then uncheck it and reuse it for the next time that I'm teaching that week. I've given myself a little bit of flexibility here with the weekend, just in case there is something else to add. It might not necessarily be for the weekend, I might change the wording of that, but I'll let you know how that goes. And then the same thing is here for week B. So that's my teaching page. I might play around then with adding some pages for my classes and kind of just keeping track of things if I think it's helpful. So I will keep you posted.
And then the big page that I can imagine myself using fairly often is this master list page. So I spent a bit of time writing the summer to-do list. So I'm a big fan of writing brain dumps. And if you don't know what that is, it's just where you write down everything that you need to do. And it might be unstructured and unorganized, but I've done it for so many years now that every time I write a brain dump, I'm already categorizing them into different sections. And I think what I like about this is, whereas when I was doing it in my bullet journal, I might run out of space, particularly if I had already assigned an admin section and then I ran out of space in that section and I'd end up using a post-it note, and then that might get lost and messy and disorganized. So I like the flexibility of this in being able to kind of just change things or add things as I think of them. And so these are the things I want to do this summer. And like I mentioned earlier, please don't feel that you also need to do a lot of work. But if you find it interesting to see what I'm going to be spending a few days doing, then by all means just kind of pause the video and have a look. But I'll just quickly talk you through it. So for my admin, that's mostly just emails and formatting and organizing folders. Curriculum work is the big chunky task that I need to do. I'm rewriting all of the Key Stage 3 schemes of work and creating new resources for the topic. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time doing that and also working on the CS7 transition unit. And then to get September ready, this is just more for the meetings I'm going to be doing to finalise some really important documents, do a bit of budget planning, write some goals about what I'd like to do with my team, and if I can also prep some assessments. And then as normal, spend a bit of time prepping my first few lessons and writing C-team plans and my medium-term plans. And then also as normal, just some organisation of the office and my classroom and making it a really productive and helpful space. So I'd imagine that all of this is going to take me about 3 days, I would say, maybe a little bit longer. But I will make some vlogs and just kind of share some behind the scenes of what I do. And then as I think of something else, I tend to write brain dumps every half term or every time I have a bit of an overwhelming period of my school life. I can imagine myself just writing down big lists here. So I'll keep you posted. But I hope you found it useful to kind of see the template that I've created and how I've structured it. Let me know how you keep yourself organised and what you're planning on doing, if you are doing anything over the summer break to get yourself ready for September. But otherwise, guys, it's been wonderful to kind of share this with you, and I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!